Okay, so you said the style, right?
We use this for stocks. It's meant for Forex as well, but it works well. I'm just
Okay,
saying if
cool.
the ADD doesn't work for the Forex, this might be an option. So
Okay.
for the ADX,
Mhm.
where it's purple, I put it white.
Okay.
The level where it's black, put that gray or something that you can see, and you'll see what I mean. Put it at 20. I put it at 25. I'll tell you how that works and why I put it at
Okay.
25. You'll understand what I mean.
Let me thickness. Could do thickness.
It's that line. You see that dotted line there?
Oh, oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right. I see better.
what they
Yeah.
say really originally is that when the white line goes 20 and above, then your momentum's pretty good. I put mine at 25, so it gives me a better confirmation. And when your
Okay.
white line's hitting that 40, 50, put a stock on, you'll see how it reacts. You'll see what I mean.
Okay. Let me put on SPY. Okay. So what are we looking
What
at
am I
here?
looking at? The SPY's on top.
Yeah, SPY's on
Okay,
top
well, see, look, if you just go to today,
today, 9:30, right?
um,
Okay.
yeah, sure, right there. I mean, see the white line? It's above the 25, right? So the momentum is good. You can see that clearly.
Yeah.
And when your red line's on the top, then obviously it's puts and greens is calls, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. So say that one more time for the people that
So
didn't get that.
originally the line, that dotted line, the
Mhm.
gray line, people put it at 20 or 14. I put it at 25 for preference because I know the momentum's really strong.
Okay.
So when your white line or the squiggly lines or whatever you want to call that is up the 25 over the 25, then the momentum's strong.
Okay. So if we're
So if
looking
you're
at
finding gold doesn't work with ADD, if you put gold on as your ticker,
here,
gold, all right, look at that. Look at the ADX. Mind you,
okay,
the ADD is an exceptional day today, if like you said.
it went down. Yeah.
Yeah, but the ADX might be helpful
So the ADX, I'm sorry, the gold and the ad worked hand in hand, like
today.
today.
Yeah,
It's
but
perfect.
doesn't always.
No, it doesn't always. Like we did Nas. See, Nas was tanking, but this is kind of choppy, and then it kind of started going up towards the end of the day, actually around 11:40. So this should have been going up a little bit more. This makes sense right here. See,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that's kind of where I got in. I got in right here. I posted something earlier, but I
Did
was
you play in
trying
the
to.
morning, the Nas, by any chance?
I was trying to, but it was too
Okay.
choppy. So
I
this
I
is
played
like,
it on the cues. I played it on calls and I played it on puts.
oh yeah. I tried to do this, but it's
Yeah,
too choppy. I don't
it
like this
was
much movement. Like this is a nice movement here. You see, this is like around in the morning. But here's another thing that I'm trying to figure out. Maybe you might know some answers. When you dealing with the ADD and it works on a nice day with no news and there's no weirdness, then it actually works. But then you got this gap where it closes, and then you have all this here. So there's a way to get some data to help you with trade this. Like this would have been a nice trade here, 210 in the morning. But there's got to be another indicator or something. I don't know if the ADX can do that. I'm not. This is
well.
like kind of the same thing here. See?
Okay, here's something. Here's a couple things I got.
Hmm.
Do you want me to show my screen? Would that
Yeah,
be
we can do that.
helpful?
Yeah,
Give me a
let
second
me
here.
let me.
I mean, what works for me might not work for everybody. And please, everybody who's on the call, just I'm I've been at this for a while, so I'm just tweaking what works. But to be honest,
Yeah,
it's been a game changer meeting Matt and his tools. That's made the big difference.
right. Well, I think all these things help out because like the indicators that I use, I mean, we all use help out tremendously. Because see, you're trying to get the market to do what you wanted to do, you know?
Yeah,
So I think like if you have all these tools, you can
it's an
go,
add-on.
right, add on, you can, it's confluences. The more
Yeah,
confluences you
yeah, yeah.
have, the better your chances of winning, you know?
Good point. Do you want to
So
give me the
like,
rights for a sec?
yeah. Let me go back over here.
And then you could take a print screen and then you could add it if you want, or whoever else
All
is.
right. You should be able to share screen.
No, you need to give me the rights. Hold on a second.
Oh, hold on,
Yeah,
hold on. I'll go
disable
here.
share. You cannot start screen share while other participants are sharing.
Let
So
me
you got to
stop my
stop
share.
sharing and give me the rights
Yeah.
for a second. Actually, maybe not.
Go ahead.
Okay,
You should be able to do it now.
cool. And there's also a question from Sabu J. I don't know your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
They reached
Sabuj.
out. Sabuj, all right. It
Yeah,
reached
yeah.
out how I set up my pro algo. So I can go through that. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. You've got how many?
I can.
Which pro?
Man,
You
I
got the
got
pro?
tons of shit.
You got the advanced version, right? Yeah. Yeah. I might need to get
I
that.
think there was a question before I go and kind of speak about this.
Somebody had a question.
Maybe not. All right.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll show my indicators afterwards, but here's the ADX, why I have it. Okay. Here's UMI, which is the ticks. I have the tick here, and I put lines to it because it's just easier visually speaking. I mean, that's to each your preference. It works like the void, right?
Yeah.
What's this 10x mark? This is actually if you look at here, I'll do that like this. Give me a second.
Is that kind of like the pro waves?
No, it's actually the ES and the NQ. See, E-mini, ES, NQ. I could have all the other ones as well, but I just use the ES and NQ. And what that is, when it's red, you know it's down. When it's green, it's up. And when it's yellow, it's choppy. So I have that as a quick glance. I mean, that's to each your own.
Yeah.
Okay. And then down here, it's I put as well the ADD. But my ADD is a little bit different than yours. It's the same thing that you have on yours. I just put the lines. I added lines that here's my 0. When I'm at
Yeah.
1800,
Right.
1800, then I know
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just visually so easy for me to see that way.
Yeah. Right.
It's each your own, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
right now there's no playing, so nothing's going on, but you can't really see it. But that's how I set it up.
Yeah.
The other thing I have is you guys know about the squeezes.
No, I've heard of that.
Okay, so squeeze has been around for years. I'm not the inventor of this, so please just bear with me. Basically,
Is
the
the simpler
squeezes.
stuff from simpler trading?
What was that?
Is this the simpler trading stuff?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Exactly same as simpler trading. But the thing is, simpler trading, he didn't invent this. This is beyond simpler trading. He
Yeah,
just
true.
renamed it and jabbed it something else. I don't even use the simpler trading squeeze. I found this one because simpler trading would be another indicator I'd have at the bottom here. And to me, it was just too much. Like I already got, the MI, the tick ADD. This is new. I just added it last week, thanks to Jay. So I put the squeeze here. It just gives me a quick indication. Basically what this is, Jay, when you take a stock or Forex or whatever it is, when you have the Bollinger Bands spread with Kettler channels, it creates that compression. So when you have that compression of pricing, you usually have a compression for a few minutes, a few hours, or whatever it is, and then the stock explodes to the upside or downside. This gives me that heads up. There's a compression on the 5-minute time frame, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. And when these happen, you usually have drastic moves. Okay. And then I added the internals here as well. Maybe an overkill, but when the markets are live, I see the tick here and the add here and the VIX here. So that's to you
Okay.
guys. To answer the question about how I use Pro Algo,
Internet, because
mean,
I do
it's-
need to really
I
get
didn't
on.
really change much to it. Here, I'll remove all my drawings just so that you see. The one thing I truly appreciate, I put on scalp mode.
Mhm.
Okay. Trend, I haven't changed anything. Multi-time frame, this is where I've changed it. I put it that I don't buy and sell on the 1 minute time frame unless my 200. So I'm over the 200 or under the 200. That's the main thing I changed. Because you'll see what I mean is if I use a regular super trend buy and sell signal, look, there's so many buy and sell signals. I don't want to be playing all these.
Yeah.
So I keep the super trend as well because sometimes I don't want to miss an opportunity. But I found with Pro Algo, it's a lot more disciplined, if you want to say, or strict when I play.
Mm.
If that makes sense. If I put my EMAs, sorry, not this one. I always have my EMAs. I know Matt doesn't trade with them, but I've been so programmed with it that I still use it. The white one's my 50 and this is my 200.
I
So
use the
as you can
2200.
see, yeah, it's just, I won't have buy or sell signals and there's specific rules to that 200.
Yeah, like that entry right there, where the
Kind of
right
like
in
right
there,
here.
where I
Yeah,
cross over to the left, I would have
this
taken
one.
that. Not that one.
Yeah, but
Right,
if you, the
right
left,
there. Go to your right a little bit where they cross. Right in
oh,
there.
right here.
I would have taken that. I would have taken that for a
Yeah,
couple of reasons because that candle closed above that white one. It's game time.
that's a good point. And I do take those plays as well, which is why I was able to play through the chop this morning
Right,
because
right,
I was playing off the EMAs as well.
right.
But I don't recommend that for everybody, and I don't recommend that for every stock. So I
Right.
mean, it's going to be a hit and miss what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, here
But on
Super Trend
Forex,
kind of told
yeah.
you. Yeah.
But on Forex, when you're dealing with those crosses like that, that would have been an entry for me. Because I
Okay.
would have used that with a couple other confluences.
Makes sense. See, I know about Forex. I'm starting to get into it. I haven't traded Forex enough to be experienced like you are. So I this is why I'm on this call too. I want to learn from you guys.
Yeah, I think it's all about sharing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way we can make it happen, right? And then I put the EMA cloud. I mean, you could technically take it off. It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. I think
Right.
there's
It's
a bit,
colorful.
yeah, it's colorful, right? I think there's a bit where you can just take bits and pieces of things and then use that to help you with the market.
Yeah. You're
So
right. So the
I've been
big
doing
thing
that.
for me for this tool is that I can customize when my buy and sell signal comes, where you can't necessarily get that with just changing ATRs.
Yeah.
Reversion bands I don't use. Sometimes I'll take a look at it. The support resistance on this is fabulous.
Yeah.
I don't put the alerts because then it's just too much stuff on me
Mm.
for me. And then the ATR, it's changed lately. He put pattern directions. I mean, you could choose that if you want. You'll see there'll be lines that show up.
Yeah.
There it is. But it's just too much all of a sudden.
Yeah, it is.
And then obviously I've changed some of the colors, but it's pretty factory to what Matt has.
Yeah, I think the same thing with me. I just use a lot of the factory settings, but as far as the ADD and the void, those work pretty well on the stocks and the indices I found along with the indicators. So
You're
those
talking
have
about this.
been able to me nab some points.
Does everybody on the call know what the ADD is in the void?
Probably not. We probably need to
I
explain
do,
that. Yeah.
but I am not sure how exactly we use it.
Okay, sure. We can go. Jay, you want to speak about this? Do you want to take your screen back or?
Yeah. Well,
It's your-
actually,
it's
yeah,
your-
that's fine. We can do that. We can do that. I've just started playing with it this week, like 2 weeks ago. Like Seb, introduced me to this. So there's a few things that I know about it and a few things I'm still working on. Because, let me go back to something here. From my understanding, and like I said, Seb knows a little bit more of this than I do. So this is, let me share what I believe is the milk and cranny of this. Hold on a second. I may have to get the more advanced trading view account. I think I'm missing out on something. Okay, so let's go back. I wanted to go back to June. Let's go back to June. And you said you had the values on there, right? The points. What was that?
Oh,
that was
the
drawing them
lines
in.
there?
Yeah, lines,
Hold on a
yeah.
second. Hold on. I'll,
Show baseline. Oh, yeah, there it is. Right?
so yeah, show baseline, show dotted lines as well, right under show
Okay.
baseline.
Okay.
And what I did is I made them
Oh.
go to style. No, that stays the same.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you got to
okay.
put it at 18. No, you're right. Sorry.
1800,
Dotted lines,
right?
1800. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I
Dash
was going
lines
in there doing it
1,000, and
manually.
then yeah, no,
Oh,
and then you
nice,
could
nice.
do 1800. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, here. Anything in here?
And then I changed the colors, but that's up to you guys, man.
Okay. Somebody asked me how to get the indicators. The market internal is, if you go to indicators and type market internals, it'll be this one here. That's that. And then the ADX and the DI was from here, right? I need to save
Yeah.
that. Or
Just type AX, I think it's first.
yeah,
It's,
I want to do this here.
Yeah.
So I can favorite. Okay. All right. So this is how
Who
I,
was the author for the
Okay.
market internals? My screen blipped for a moment.
oh, sorry. You go to indicators,
Uh-huh.
type in market internals
there it is,
and look
first one.
for Makito. See that? And I always put a star so I can save it. Is everybody okay with that?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry, family. My phone blanked out as well. Can you show me those two indicators one more time, please?
Yep, you got it. No worries. So I'm going to market internals, right? And you got Makito. See that? And I always put a star so I can favorite, so I can look for it later if I want to add to the chart. And did you get this one?
Yes, just got
Okay,
it.
cool. Okay, cool. And the other one is ADX, ADX and DI, right? This one here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one down here. So what I'm basically trying to do is put it all together, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but a friend of mine told me that he knows someone that has a Bloomberg terminal. Anyone know what that is?
Yeah, those are pretty expensive for us to
Right,
use.
right. So this
$10,000 a month.
guy has a Bloomberg terminal. It's $25,000 a year. And what that does, he is able to see the same screens as the big boys do. So this a Bloomberg terminal basically is like your broker having all the tools to watch how the banks move price. So if you
Well-
wonder why there was a big move in price, you can see it on your screen. Everybody understand that?
To confirm and add to what you're saying, if we speak to Simpler Trading for a minute, John Carter and his team, they speak about the ADD and the ticks as well. So, I mean, that's
John
a double
Carter.
confirmation, not just the Bloomberg stuff.
Right. Oh, my screen. Anyway, so anyway, this is market maker stuff. That's just, the big boys, how the fund, hedge funds, banks, those type of things. JP Morgan, Bank of Japan, we wonder why this move happened. So they can push $1 billion, $1 trillion, whatever of the market to move this market. So, but these tools that we have help us, give us a chance as retail traders, because we don't have those tools, So I'm just going to explain the ADD of how I use it. Per se. All right. So here is June 29th, right? And the market closed right here, right? The little green one right there. So the way I look at this is when the market opens up at 9:30, these are stocks. Where did the market open up? Because it opens up right there, right? Because it's a red candle, right? Top. So there's a gap here, right? Let me move, hold on a second. Go back over here. This is where it closed, right? So there's a gap right here that has to be filled at some point, right? Everybody see that? So what happened? It opened up below, what was the, it opened up below 1800, right? I think I want to say, well, somewhere up in here, it's negative. So since the market opened up at 9:30, the ADD opened up red, right? So since it opened up red, you see that there was a push right at 9:30 that went down all the way from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. So 30 minutes of trading, you could have scalped this right out the box. You wouldn't have to wait for this. Now, if you were using the indicators, you're using price action, you would have known that this would have been a nice sell off because you've had resistance here on the 5-minute time frame. Everybody see that? I can draw a line right here because it's rejection. So now we're just using basic price action, not the indicators yet, but I'm bringing the indicators in to show you how I would use it to get more confirmation. So this
Jay, can I
is
add to that?
9:30. Go ahead, yes.
Just for the sake, guys, when we speak about 1800, keep it as a kind of a rule of thumb. Anything under 1800 on the ADD, you're going on puts basically. The momentum's to
Right.
the downside. Anything over
Right.
1800 on the positive side to the upside. This is kind of what he's showing you. Why he's speaking about the lines here.
Okay. Did I say that? Say that one more time as I go to the next chart. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, sure. So use golden rule as, okay, you got your zero line, obviously. If it's positive 1800, the momentum's to the upside. So that's the whole market. Is basically the NQ, the NYSE, the ES, everything's pushing up when you're at plus 1800. When it's minus 1800, then the market's tanking.
Right.
So calls or puts, you're getting a glimpse ahead of time as it's happening live too.
Right.
But what if for this one, suppose the 1600 line, this the same day that you were talking about, right? Say this was 1800, right? And then it starts climbing up. So are you saying that if it goes below minus 1800, we will consider puts? It's a totally bearish day.
Yes.
Okay.
I would generally look at this. Well, hold on a second. This confirms the markets to the downside. You got to realize sometimes though, depending what stock you're playing, doesn't always follow what the market is. So I wouldn't just base your decision based on the ADD. Just a piece of advice. Have it as an indicator to help you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because if
Got
you
it.
start below 1800, it's most likely it's going to be bearish. But I would need
Yeah.
more confirmation. So I line up confirmations, like 10 of them, 5 or 10 of them. And then I kind of go from there. So let's just look at this for a second. June 30th. June 30th at 9:30. You're looking to take a sell for a half hour, right? For 10 minutes, for 30 minutes, excuse me. So this is June 30th. Let's bring up a notepad here so we can see. Because I like to break this down to show you like how I use this. Some markets are choppy and some are not. So it all depends on what going on in the markets, I guess. But this right here would have been a textbook entry. So June 30th, 9:30. You see clearly that there is a sell-off right here, right at 9:30, right? And how many points is that? Right here from here to here. Let's see. A little bit of resistance. Oh, we go there. All right. So that's about what? 245 pips, maybe something like that. Okay. That's not bad for open for NAS. So with that being in mind, I'm gonna go to the indicator over here and see what I use.
That's
Since I know
colorful. Holy shit.
it's colorful, right? So what I try to do is use what I can on here.
Why don't you shrink that? You can make that smaller instead of having that whole line there.
It's like this.
You know, the indicators on the top, you know, it takes your whole screen, the wording,
Yeah.
you can have it shrunk. Anyways,
Oh, you could do that.
keep going. Yeah, keep going. We can talk about that after.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know. So here's June. We're looking for June 30th, right? Let me go over here. So I got the naked chart first to show you how you. Let me delete this drawn here. Okay, so we're looking for June 30th, right? Let's see if we have someplace. We're almost there.
Why
June
don't you just go to
30th.
the calendar down below?
Right here. Yep, June 30th right there. Yeah, I normally like to do that. So here's June 30th, right in here. Boom, right there, right? 9:30, boom, right there. All right. So you can see that there's a little sell-off here that we had at 9:30. The same thing as this one over here. So you could have jumped in the market and grabbed 200 and some pips automatically. So if I come over here and I gotta update my Pro Algo. There's some things on Pro Algo that I use and something to do. But like I said, each to every own person, I guess, right? Reverse the bands I can take off. Okay, so this is kind of a basic naked chart. I keep the shorts on here. The signals, that's me personally, but let's see if I can go to Pro Concepts. All right, so now you've got a little bit of clarity here. So you can see that there's a self signal right here that came from the indicator and a short. Where's another one I used? The Sive is pretty good. It's kind of pretty good too. All right, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. But you can see that the self signals here and the self signal here, right on this level here. But let's just go to another point and show you that naked trading is how you start. So you always like, okay, where are the levels? Where's rejection? Rejection means that it's hitting the ceiling. So I'm gonna put a line right here, right? Because I've got a nice rejection right here on this 5-minute chart. So if I'm looking at, I put an arrow here, that would have been an entry for me to get in the market, even though it's a retest up here. But still, this is the beginning of a downtrend. See, I also can put a line right here, and this would have been our buy right here based on support level for the 5-minute time frame. So now once I put the indicators on there, let's go with the Pro Algo. You see a buy signal already comes automatically, right? Based on my drawings here. So if I come over here, where's the supplier? This one here. All right, so we're making it pretty. right? A couple of buy signals there. All right. So now I've got some data to work with. So here would have been a nice entry. I would have gotten here, because what happens is once this sells off, then you notice that the ADD is starting to rise up. So let me go and put the values on here, like on man here, right? So this is 1800, right? And negative 1800, like that, right? And show baseline, show dotted line, right? Was that what it was? Oh, dash was dash line? Dash line, right? Yeah, that, okay. Okay. So let's see what the ADD did. It came all the way down here. Now, remember I was telling you before, there's going to be a gap from the price from the previous day, right? So where the price close? Right here, right? Right at 4 o'clock, right there, right? And where did it open up? Right down here. So down here, right? Opened up right here, right at 9:30. Boom, right there. So there's a gap. So the market gapped, right? So that means that it closed here, right? And opened down here. So this means that price has to fill this gap at some point, right? And you see that it did, right? It started to fill this gap right here to go up. So there's a couple of entries you could have made if you did not catch this lower low down here. So it's getting kind of messy a little bit. Let me see if I take some of these off and see what we got. All right, so just a little better. All right, but you can clearly see that this would have been an entry here based on this rejection down here, right at 10:05. So if you look at the ADD, look at how the ADD is coming back. It came down here and it's stalled right here, right? And then it made a reversal up. So you could have waited until price got in the gap, fill the gap, and get in here. Where's this at? So up in here, around 10:55. So you can clearly see at 10:05, what did you get? A doji, right? So the price action, candle patterns help out all day, every day. So you got a little doji right there, and they got a lower low right here. So from this point on, once it hit here, then it was game time. That's 10:10, 10:05. So you've also got a liquidity candle at 9:30, right at 9:30. So you got a higher high here, higher high here, right? And then this pattern went down. So the ADD comes all the way up here. It starts to enter the zone, the gap zone, which is around 10 o'clock. And then you see it went all the way up. So you could have caught this trade from here all the way up, and you would have had 324 pips. So you could have got 200 going down and 300 going up, and you'd have been done for the day. That makes sense? You can use the indicators as confluences. That's how I do it. Now, I've noticed that it works hand in hand with stocks and indices. So would you see something like this, you just can't go off the ADD, and even the void kind of gives you some confirmation on things happening. Void is I believe it's a volume chart, VOLD.
Yeah, VOLD.
So here's the VOLD. So if I go back to June 30th, right, where we were here, right? Let's go back. Everything lines up. June 30th, right here. See that? But sometimes these charts can be misleading because you're looking, okay, well, here's June 30, right? And it did go down. But look at how the ADD works here. And then it kind of went back up. So you have to be mindful of all the tools that we have.
Do you keep an eye of Jay? Sorry, do you keep an eye on the VIX as well while you're trading, or?
No, but I'm open to do that. I'm open to do that.
So for SPX, I keep an eye on UVXY.
Yeah, UVXY, it's the VIX, just it shows your volume, right? And it's on
Yeah.
a daily basis.
Yeah.
I
Just
have
because
both.
UVXY has the volume, I look at it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I use both. I have the VIX and the UVXY, and the only reason is for the volume.
Yeah. So I think this can be tweaked for Forex because I trade like GJ and GA a lot. So it's like, okay, if I bring in, I've been trying to figure this out, but there's some gaps in what my theory here.
Jay,
And
I
the one
got some
thing,
questions about trading
Yeah.
Forex.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, talk about your theory and I'll ask my question, sorry.
Go ahead, no, go ahead.
Well, one, I want to hear some success stories because I know you've been at this for a while about trading Forex. And I want to know, you know, you use Pro Algo, you use Pro Concepts and everything
Yes.
else.
Yes.
And I noticed you put a picture yesterday, an FVG of 15 minutes before you take your entries, whichever direction. Do you wait for a 15-minute FVG for Forex, or you trade it off the 1, 3, 5, and 15? How
Trade
does
up to
that
1,
work?
5, 1, 3, 5, 15. And what I normally
Okay.
do is wait for a confirmation on all those time frames. So I like to do a top-down analysis. So as I was telling another person, is I always like to find out what is the trend, overall trend of the day or the week. So if I look at GA, what is the trend of GA? What's the overall sentiment of GA? Let's just go over here for a second. It looks bullish. Well, no, not really. It's bearish over here. That's February. Let's go to the week. Let's take all these. I like to start from scratch, you know. So let's go over here. All right. Let's remove drawings. Hide drawings. All right. So what do we have here? What would you say the overall, this is a weekly time frame. What's the overall sentiment? Bearish, bullish? What would you say?
Kind of flat right now, but generally speaking,
Looks
yeah, it'd
like
be bearish.
Okay, so I try to go back to January of this year. So it's kind of bearish, right? In a way, it's flat right here. But
yeah, it's flat but bearish.
flat and bearish, right? Okay. So my thing is I never trade against the trend. That's my thing. So
Okay.
when you get buys, you're getting retracements on the lower time, on the higher time frames. That's why that exists. So since to me, it's bearish. It's flat. I agree, because right in here is consolidation. But I agree that it's bearish. So I drop down to the daily. If see now you got more. There's a breakout happening soon with this, a major breakout. So this might not be the pair to really look at. Look at this.
That's
Here.
the
There we
pound
go.
Australia.
Yeah. All right. So here's this one. This one to me would be bullish, right? Would you say? On the
Looks
weekly.
that way.
GY.
Overall weekly is bullish because you got some retracements here, but it's bullish overall, right? If you take a trend line
Yeah.
and you go up, you see it's bullish. Okay. So since we know that GJ is bullish, I'm gonna come to the daily time frame. Okay. Still kind of bullish in a way. It's some ranging in here, but you still get some nice pips. So I'll come down to the 4-hour time and see what's going on, and then come down to the 1-hour time frame. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, I'm probably going to be able to get some nice plays because you see you got some retracements on the higher time frames. So let's go down to 15. All right, so I'm on the 15-minute time frame right here. All right, so what I mainly do is look for major support resistance lines or even the FVGs. So if I see a 15-minute FVG right here, so let's just mark that up real quick. I'll mark it here. All right, so here was a sell signal given right here, right? So this signal I would have taken, but what I would have also done is jump down to the lower time frames. So I see kind of an FVG gap, 15-minute time frame. I've got a higher high up here, some rejection. Then you can come down to the 5-minute time frame, and you should see the same type of flow right there. See, so you've got this area. You got a 5-minute FVG up here. So I saw a 15-minute, I saw a 5-1, and I can come down to the 3 sometimes, right? And you should see a 3, a nice 3, nice. See that?
How many
So-
screens do you use, Jay, when you trade?
Well, right now it's 3. I was only using 2,
Okay.
but now I'm trying to incorporate the ADD, the void, and the actual pair. Like I'll flip back and forth to see.
I put those lines, why I'm asking that question is I put the alerts there, the gray lines that you have, 15-minute, 4-hour and all that for Pro Concepts. I was like, man, there's too many friggin' lines. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore.
Yeah. To me, they look like highways. You know what I'm saying? With the dotted line in the middle, or like a road.
Yeah.
So if it hits this road, then it's rejecting. Like this is like a fair value gap, a golden FPG, I believe. But to me, all these things tell us rejection, tell us resistance, you know, the type of thing. So this would have been a nice play. What time is this? 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, for those that don't know, GBP pair open and move at 3 o'clock. So I've done some back testing on the GBP pairs. I've done some testing on gold. And I've done some testing with NAS.
What do you mean 3 o'clock? It moves at
3 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning,
In the
Eastern
morning.
time. When London open, when the London banks
That's when
open
London
up,
opened up, yeah.
you get 15 pips
GP.
all the time in GJ doing London sometime. So a friend of mine, well, it's probably not she didn't recreate it, but it was a saying called 20 pip and dip. So this is what I tell people all the time. If you can, let's say July 1st, you open up July 1st to July 31st, right? So you got 30 trade days, whatever. If you, and I mean you, meaning the regular person, right? If you can get 20 pips for one whole month, right? On one, you can call it Forex pair, whatever you want, pair, then you are consistent. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a lot of people say, well, Jay, you get all these pips, these things, right? I can't want to trade like you. I want to get this. I want to do higher lot sizes. There's people that I know that are making tons of money just trading with 20 pips. They're just using higher lot sizes on the indices. Once you figure out where the move is, like this right here, would have been standard. Would anybody agree with that? Right here. I would have put a standard right here. Anybody have a problem with that trade? To 3 o'clock. When the 3 o'clock bell opened up, it was game time. Anybody have a problem with that?
How long would you be in a day trade for Forex, Jay?
How long or
Like,
what? What's the
Typically,
question
it's
again?
what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour?
Yeah, it depends. It kind of
This
depends on
doesn't
what kind of
move.
trader you are.
Doesn't move. Well, I'm a scalper, right? I want to
Okay.
day trade. So for me, a day trade is, I'll hold it throughout the
Yeah.
day, like 8
Right.
hours tops, right? I don't want to do that, obviously. Obviously, Forex is different than options, but could you hold a position for an hour is kind of my
Yes,
question.
yes. So let's go over that. So GJ not only moves in London, but it moves in New York. So here is my philosophy where I wanted to use ADD to try to see. All right, so let's see. Click over here. Where's over here for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my thing, Jay, and we can certainly ignore the prompt and the challenge on this one a little bit if you need to, but like it's ADD involved, right? They've been great. That's for stocks though. Like how many assets are you trying to trade, or do you actually like to trade? And maybe that's because you're an incredibly advanced player. But to me, it just seems like, why wouldn't you concentrate or your efforts across one ticker, NAS 100, as opposed to going into Forex? To me, it seems like it's violating some 101 and some focus. But I could be completely wrong there. That's why I was just surprised to open up. I just popped on. I was just surprised to see Forex pairs like on the screen. That's all.
I do both. I chose 2 pairs. I had gold, GJ, and NAS. Because sometimes NAS might be choppy. It might be moving. So I could say, well, let me not focus on anything else. But if I have my GJ set up and NAS is acting choppy, like today was choppy, I couldn't find a good entry until like 2:30 for me. I mean, so, and then GJ could be moving. Now,
And sorry,
when I
what's
looked at,
DJ? I'm not familiar with that one,
I'm
but
sorry, the Great British Pound and against the Japanese Yen, GBP,
Okay.
JPY. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sorry for that.
Well, I mean, look, it could be, for me, this could be a glimpse into, because you're way ahead of me, right? So this could be a glimpse into what I eventually do as well. At the moment, I'm super concentrated on just trying to get decent at one. But,
Right.
and I don't know what the other listeners, if they care to even chime in on the topic or whatever else, if it's even noteworthy topic. But I think that maybe that's a glimpse of where I'll eventually be heading is, if you're good enough, then you would get bored if you really just foresee a choppy zone and you'd want to move to something that has action. Because right now I can see that these times with action, like the opening bell and
Right.
giving it a chance to breathe 2 minutes and then really capturing that move. And then it's a lot of times, even in the morning session, it's kind of like dull after like 9:50
Right.
sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think you got to.
I trade in Australian dollar USD, AUD USD.
Mm.
That gives me pretty consistent results. That moves a
Yeah.
lot. It moves a lot.
Yeah. It
So
depends on the
what pair? Go ahead, Jay.
It depends on the pair and what time frame, time zone you're using. I mean, session. So to me, if you're doing New York, you should be doing all USD pairs. So that's like, USD, JPY, AU, EU, GU, and then like gold is a New York pair, and NAS and US 30 because they're like stock in the opening bell. So,
So
and you
you're
can trade
saying
other
the
ones too.
Forex you're trading basically at the same time as you're trading a stock on a weekly basis, 9:30 to
Yes.
5 or 4
Yes.
type thing.
But
Okay,
Forex
even
is
though
open
it's a
24/7.
Yeah, it starts Sundays at
Yeah.
5 or 7
Oh.
and ends Fridays at 5.
Yeah.
I get that.
Um,
Is there
Right,
pairs
but
that
when
have
is the
more
main
value?
action though? Like whoever just chimed in before that said you're doing Australian, is that the main actions also at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, or is it a different time segment?
So
You can do
Australian
it.
dollar moves when the Australian market opens and then when the US market opens.
Yes. Yes.
Also during the London hours, also there is a good amount of movement because Australia is a big exporter of oil, and so there's a lot of movement in that currency.
Yeah. True. So you can trade AU
But
on
I do
Asian
not
session.
trade on that. What I trade on the 4-hour time frame for Australian dollar, more positional.
Yeah. See, there's different traders, swing traders, scalpers, day traders. It depends on who you are. So
I don't know who was speaking a few minutes ago as well. He was making the point. He's like, shit, it's really busy. And then by 9:50, a lot of times it's dead quiet in the morning. From my experience, I don't know what you're trading, stocks or options or whatever you're trading, generally speaking, and you guys can probably vouch for that. Big moves generally happen between 9:30 and let's call it 11:30, somewhere in that time frame. And to your point, it dies off until 2 or 3, and then you'll have maybe a move that happens between 2 and 3 to 4.
yeah, that's true.
Yep, that's exactly when I try to do NAS 100.
Are you trading the Qs when you're doing NAS 100?
Yeah, so I mean, technically, it's
It's the same thing,
Thinkorswim.
really.
So it's COS, it's Thinkorswim, QQQ options, but I'm really trading off the NAS 100 chart.
So you
Right.
went to school. You went to mat school then.
Yeah, exactly. Mostly, yeah, pretty much only because
We're in the same
that's
class.
what he was
I get
doing.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, it works, man. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever works. Whatever works. Yeah, whatever works for you. I think like everyone has a different way of trading, but as long as it works for you. I always tell people choose 2 pairs and learn how they move. Like I learned with gold. Gold moves at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock every day. New York.
Oh, we got a question, John Jester. Are we looking for a trade tonight? Jay,
Yeah, let's
man,
do
we'll
it.
find a trade. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. I kind of wanted to do that anyway. How many people use MT4? Just curious.
I do.
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything else but Interactive Brokers.
Okay. Let's look at AU.
So since you guys are interested in trading Forex, I use a different system for Forex. There's a guy called Jim Brown. I don't know whether you have heard of him.
No.
And he has his own set of indicators, which he distributes with his books. I can share those with you guys if you want.
Yeah,
Sure.
Jim Brown.
Yeah, Jim Brown. You will find he has a group on Facebook also.
And what would you say is the main difference in those indicators than the, like, say, the Dynapro set, just out of curiosity?
So it does not basically, I have not tried Dynapro on that because that is something that gets my regular expenses going from Australian dollars. So I did not disturb that. I did not try Dynapro on that. I will, of course, do some research on it. But it actually, it has some set of rules and it gives you buy and sell areas. And normally what I have seen is when it's a downtrend coming and you get a sell, you get a buy signal, I normally add on to those positions and it works out. So it is basically a pullback.
Yeah.
It also depends. It does not. I do not think it considers smart money and things are like that. But more of it, whatever I have understood from the code is that it goes by the 200 LWMA, which is the linear weighted moving average, 240 LWMA. And if you put 240 LWMA on SPX also, like today, it was acting as a wonderful support all through the day. And finally, it bounced off of that.
What was that?
It is 240 LWMA, yeah. Linear weighted moving average. It's inbuilt into his code. Just try and see.
Okay.
I can share all those codes. There are 3. One is QMP, one is QQE, and there is one more, modified MACD. And based on that, you do not have to have the QMP on your chart, but you need to have that in your system.
Okay.
So if you're interested, then I can talk about it for 10-15 minutes whenever you guys have time.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. We there's a lot of things they can use. I personally like use MT4. So can you see this chart?
Yep.
So if I go to AUD, you can see it's kind of colorful, but you can see where the resistance lines are. So let's go to AU for a second here.
JK is asking if we can look at AUD USD, and he's right.
Yeah.
There might be a play on that right now.
Yeah, let's see. Well, this is what we got in a 30-minute time frame. Person said he'd like to look at the 4. Oh, yeah. So it's got we're at a red candle right now. You can see this chart. Let's see. 1 hour time frame.
Do you want to remove all your indicators and just put the pro concepts, Jay?
Yeah, we can do that. So, yeah. So it's kind of bouncing around on a 4-hour FEG. It's kind of rejecting in this little golden FPG right there.
15-minute time frame. Could we
See
scalp
what,
something on a 5 here? To me,
let's
if
see.
I use Matt's thinking and how he programmed us, we're pretty close to going on puts for this thing and probably being able to ride it at least to 67, 70.
Here is my
75
question. We had a bullish FVG, we had a bearish FVG.
Right. This would have
On
been a
what?
nice little move on
on
here.
this,
Yeah, we had another red one right on the top.
where you see that, what time frame?
Oh, it was a different chart then. Just the
Well,
green that was there right before this, I missed it.
if this goes up to here, somewhere up here, I would look for a rejection up here. If it was me, I would let this thing ride up to here, and then I would be looking for some sales take down. Because you got to look at where are the resistance zones. See, it came up here. See, so we got one here. So if price comes up here, I would be interested in seeing how it plays around here. And then what I would do, I would be looking to take it down here,
It's
Well,
already
literally there
going
right now. It's almost there.
down to here, right here. Yeah, it's almost there. See, so let's take a look at it. Let's see what happens. If we can catch something. Actually, if this does this, I'm jumping in. I'm just
I'd
telling
go
you right
put
now.
right now.
Yeah. So you have to play around. I want to see it coming here. I want to see a lower low or higher high. I got to see more information because it's still bullish. Once it comes up in here, I need to see it wait.
Now,
See.
you don't have any ADD or VOLD equivalent here that you like look at on the side for sentiment, do you?
No.
Not with the Forex pairs. I'm still playing with it. But I'll look at the other indicators and stuff and see what I can find out. Let's see here.
It's going down, man.
Yeah, it is. Let's see here.
See, this
Make
is
some
where I
money.
feel like when we were talking about it, you could have taken a flyer on a short and just had it on a pretty short leash for like stop loss. Because,
Yeah.
you know, if that's just if you wanted to gamble and take it a little bit before the indicators, because you're about to get another like downward FEG right here, right?
Yeah. All right. So this one here, this depends if it bounces off this here. I need to see this break. Because you're looking at the FEG right in here. You see it's bouncing off it. I want to see it break.
Jay, it's
Here.
actually in a liquidity zone if you look at it on the 15 minutes.
Okay, I shared the scripts with you guys on the chat right here.
Okay. Yeah. This is on AU. Let's see. Let's see.
We can't see the scripts that you sent in chat for some reason, man. I'm not sure who was talking.
Oh,
This is Sabuj. You do not.
Oh, Sabuj. Yeah, I can't see what you put in the chat. Did you put it for everyone or just Jay?
Yeah, I just shared
Everyone.
it. Me to everyone.
It doesn't show.
Just look at the last 3 messages.
yeah, I see it.
Or else, if you
That's
did
weird.
not get it, just ping me. On Discord, I will send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. What you got here? Yeah, there was a little sell going on. I guess we could have got that. See here. Let's see if I can get this off. That's a little sell,
Too short. It's going back
right?
up.
But I would rather catch this one up here. I would have take this. This, if I
Too-
would have got in,
too
I would have had to get
quick.
up here,
Makes sense.
like about 2 minutes ago.
Man, this stuff is slow compared to options.
Yeah, see. The move would have been right here, right here. This is earlier, 8 o'clock. So Asian session really is between 7 and 9. You see, depending on what you got. Actually, that's not. Hold on, let me go to AU. My bad. You could trade NAS too. All right, so we got here. All right, so this would have been the move here at 8 o'clock. This, see, right there. And I'd have taken it all the way up. Now, if it gets to here, this is the 1 minute time frame. So if it gets up here, then it's a possibility that you can take it down. But I need more information.
What? So if you took it where the buy signal, why wouldn't you just get out where it says HH just on that
Up here?
curve up? No, down below.
Here.
No. Keep going. Just the one on top of that. No. It says it's LH where it says
This one?
yeah. Why wouldn't you get out of your whole position there instead?
I could have gotten out here. It could have been a scalp.
I'm learning, right? I don't
Yeah.
trade Forex. I just started to dab
I
into it,
wouldn't,
so.
I would have kept this position, and then this would have been the retracement, and I would have put another second entry in here.
Oh, okay, add to it basically.
Yeah. But you technically could just come here and you could have got here, right? Say you bought here somewhere, and you'd have got, that's like 15 pips. So, but then I guess the whole idea of scalping on a 1 minute time frame is to get in, get out. So that would have been a nice little entry. Could have got out of here, but somewhere up in there, I guess. So we've got a little bit of, we've got 3 candles coming down here. But to me, this is considered a retracement because I don't have anything else up here telling me that I should have been straight, even though I have these 2 rejection here, candles right there. So that's a tricky one to get into. Like I try to find the moves that make sense. Like, okay, this one here would
So
make sense. And this one down here,
which
because there's a major
currency
support.
pair has the most volume, you would say?
Which one?
Which currency pair has the most action, most volume? movement?
GJ, pound pairs do, in my opinion.
Okay, pound pairs.
Yeah, GJ, GA, UJ is slow. It moves is slow though. UCAT is slow. UCHEF is slow. AJ moves nice in Asia. NZD, JPY is a good one. Those are all Asian pairs. NZD, JPY. You see, you could cut a little sell here, but then you're just scalping, which is fine. You're trying to get the pips.
Do you guys
Case
leverage
20
a lot
there.
when you're doing your Forex? It's kind of the
Yeah.
golden rule. 5
Yeah,
times, 10 times.
Yeah, it depends. I like to use highlight sizes once I find the right trade.
Do you guys use level 2 data for NAS or SPX? Anyone?
What was that?
Level 2
Say again?
data?
I have it. I
Nice.
have access to the tapes on level 2. That's part of it. But the thing is, when I'm in action, like getting into trades, like if I can't be everywhere, right? You're a one-man band. If you're looking at everything in level 2 plus the charts,
No,
trying to
there is
follow
something
perfect
that
entries.
TOS provides as a value-added service. If you can, if I can share my screen, I can show it to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let me stop sharing. You should be able to share your screen.
Let me know if you can see it.
Ooh,
Oh, the scanner.
This is Bookmap. This is something called Bookmap. There's a website called bookmap.com, but TOS
Okay.
provides this service at $40 a month. Okay,
what
so
is this?
what it says is these are your limit orders which are sitting there, which can be pulled at times. And this is your order delta. Okay, whenever you see negative numbers here, that means the order is being pulled out. Whenever you see positive numbers here, that means the more orders are getting added. On top of that, you see this book value, the book bar here. When the green is on the other side of the 50%, the market is coming down. When the red is on this side of the 50%, the market generally goes up.
So it
those
kind
are
of follows ADD. and
It's
the
ranging right
Volcker
now.
stuff, Yeah.
Yeah, and what I normally do is I look at the fair value gaps, I look at the liquidity zones that I created, and then I see, okay, how many orders are actually sitting in those areas for ES. And
Makes sense.
normally ES and SPX has a 3 to 4 point spread. So I do the calculation for that.
So Booch, how long you been trading for?
As a full-time trader, 6 months now.
6 months.
Okay, so
Oh.
you are doing this full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quit my job
Are you
Part
you in the
time
Discord channel?
before. Yeah, he
Uh,
is.
since March 2021.
Okay.
Hmm.
And how you finding the mat stuff? Is this a
I
game
am still
changer
trying
for
to
you?
absorb the whole concept of it. As I said, I am getting confused in multi-time frames. Like if 5 minutes I see a bullish fair value gap where it's bouncing, but right above that minutes I see there is a bearish fair value gap. What do I do there? So that's what I'm trying to comprehend still.
Okay, well, look, from my experience, Jay, you can add to this. I mean, the pro concepts, I left everything as is, and I try to focus more on the golden ones. So I made them another color than the regular. To your point, fair value gaps. I'm a scalper intraday.
Me too.
For especially for options, and because the queues, well, they expire so quick unless you're doing 2-3 days out. But I'm trading off the 1 minute, but I always have the 3 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15-minute chart open as well to see if there's the FVG show up. Keep in mind on a 3 minute will be delayed versus the 1 minute, right? And so forth, 5, 15, etc. To your point, you don't want to take every trade, obviously. But if you're seeing back-to-back bullish on a 1 minute time frame, it's going to kick in the 3 minute. So then you would be bullish and vice versa.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
there's different ways to approach it with the FEGs and order
How do
blocks
you
and
use it,
different
Jay?
things.
I mean, we're bouncing
Well,
ideas here.
I guess what I was saying is I try to find out I want to say a similar theme going on in each time frames, and I try to line that up. So if you're finding liquidity on a 15-minute time frame, then there should be something happening on a 5 and a 1 minute time frame. So if all those things kind of match up, like I was showing you with the other G-Trade trade I was looking at, then that kind of gives me some confirmation that I can look for a good entry.
Okay.
If price is hitting, let me share my screen real quick.
I like this book map stuff, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
this is pretty cool.
I don't have that. I can't have toss.
book map. I haven't heard
Are
of
you
that.
in Canada?
Yeah, they stopped taking new accounts. So I'm with Interactive Brokers.
It's like regulation or something. control.
Yeah, I don't know all the whole thing. Plus the company spin off and whatever. The states
Yeah.
have it better.
Yeah, I use Hugo's Way and
That's the one
what's
that's
the
in the
other one?
Cayman Islands, I think. eh?
KOTX, yeah, KOTX, yeah.
And even if you do not
KOTX.
have POS, you can subscribe to Bookmap via bookmap.com. All the-
Bookmap.com.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go bookmap that right now.
So let me
Just
share my screen again.
this is a very heavy application if you run from Bookmap.
Yeah, I see that.
Sure.
So let's see if we can find a trade in AU. Can we do that?
And stop sharing.
Yeah, let's see if we can find a share in AU or maybe another pair. Let's see. Oh, we got NCDNC. Okay, so we got here. So let's see what we got. See, this would have a nice 1220 or see. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, see, this would have been a nice little grab here, as we were saying earlier, around 819 all the way up. See, we got a higher. So you could have taken this little scalp here. So let's look at that for a second. If you jump to the 15-minute time frame. All right, so you've got a little FEG gap up here. So let's say you came here and you put a line, say right here in the middle. That's the middle of the 15-minute fair value gap, right? So it worked into here. So if I jump down to the 5-minute time frame.
Hello?
Okay, so I have some resistance there. 1 minute time frame. So that could have been a nice little scalp to the downside right here. This is that.
I would have gone in a while back.
What?
See, that's only like 10 pips.
9:38 when we were talking, we should have been in this.
Yeah, we should have been in. Maybe somebody took it. Yeah, you could have been in. It could have been. It could have some more. Yeah,
It's frustrating looking at it right now.
yeah. But look at this. Let me show you something here. The pro waves is down here. So there's telling me that might be a retracement coming up to the upside. Possible.
Put on the ADX for a second.
Let's see. Take one of these off.
Oh, you got the smaller, okay, I see what you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my problem.
Yeah, I upgraded mine to the pro. I'm like, if I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this,
Yeah,
one
I
of the
know,
tools I
okay.
use continuously is this
Make
charting.
sure you get the 1-year deal during Thanksgiving. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that
Right,
is a good point.
yeah.
I think that's what we did. Yeah.
Or Black Friday. That's the
Yeah.
Black Friday one.
That's 50% off directly on the topmost tier.
Oh, it didn't save the settings on top of it. Shit.
Yeah. What's
Here, I'll give you the settings I got. Give me a second. 9 and 4. All right, since you're at style. No, just stay. Okay, 9, 14.
Yeah, I gotta remember
So
these.
9 and 14.
I might have to save it.
You can play around because some stocks work a little bit different. We used it a
Mm.
lot for trading Amazon and Tesla when Amazon was hot. This way, it worked out. I mean, generally we saw it was good
How
for all.
you use this?
I'll explain it in a few seconds. So that go to your ADX line, put it white,
Oh yeah, you're right. So white.
and then you want your level, whatever grade level you want, color. Just be able to see it. I put mine at 25, but the general rule is 20.
You mean up here?
Then
Okay.
you're good. So we're looking at this trade.
Okay. So what are we looking at?
Look at 938, the ADX, how it's reacting to your pair upstairs.
Oh yeah, here we are. right there, right?
9:38 today. No, just now.
Oh, you mean
You're too
this?
far. We looked
Right
at this
here.
at 9:38 going on.
Right,
Pizza
right here.
Road.
Yeah, right there, right here.
Look
930.
at the ADX, the white line. It's way above 25.
Oh, yeah.
So Savage, to your question, when that white line is over the dotted, then the momentum is generally strong.
Up here.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
So the white
Golden rule,
line's
any book
above.
you'll see generally in theory is like 14 and 20, but I put it at 25 just to have extra confirmation.
So when the white line, it's like the shark out of the water, right? In a way.
Yeah.
So when a white line's above the dotted line, you let the bullish run. I guess.
Doesn't
Look
seem
at
to
this
work
up
all the
here.
time though. Yeah. That was
This
strong.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That's what's this here? This one here is way up here. Right?
That's the ADX.
Yeah. ADX, NDI. Any Forex books you read, they'll all speak about this.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
it should work on the indices as well.
Yeah, I use it as a gauge, but keep in mind this was originally for Forex, so you might see it works more with certain stocks than others, slower maybe stocks. It's not always on point, like for stocks is what I'm saying.
I have completely come out of stocks. I don't play stocks anymore. It's too
Well,
much.
sorry, when I say stocks, I mean options.
Okay.
I don't trade. I don't trade stocks either.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't pay.
this could have been a nice little entry here.
Yeah.
But see, this is the scalping. And sometimes I like to look for longer terms.
Oh, well, I'm not that.
I like to swing trade. So I try to find, if I can hold a trade for like a couple hours, I'm good.
Do you pay for the Pro Waves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's some good movers. I guess you just have to find the right time to get into the trade.
Oh my God, look at that. It just failed at the FEG again. You could play it to
Right
the
here, yeah.
downside again.
Right here, yeah. Well, this would have been a nice move here. At 936. We've been on the cost and that. Let me look for another pair. HA's okay. See, this was 846. Grab that. So trying to find some pairs that you can trade and you can do a live trade on. I think like some of these Zooms that we've had are very informative as well as, trading live. But this here is this ADX. I guess the white line's been above here. I do like the Pro Waves because it does give a special type of confluence when you see it going down or going up, depending on where its levels are. But I think you have to use everything you got there.
But then
All
once
right.
once the blue line has gone up to the red bar, it does not always mean that it's going to come down. It can that
Yeah.
happened to me. That happened to me, I think, yesterday or day before. At the end of the day for SPX, it went there and I shorted and I got killed.
Yeah, yeah. I think you have to use that with all the other tools you have.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like this is bouncing off this line here. So mean, one could say, well, do I jump into a trade? Scalp right here. You technically could. If you got a higher high up here, you could probably do that. The same break structure here, but here it's like a triple top, right? You got one here
Yeah, and there
you
was a
got one
sweep as well
here.
on the side.
and a third one here. So technically, you could jump into a trade based on a price action. See? But if this breaks this, then you know you're dealing with like a soft triple top. So plus I like if I trade Asia, it has to be between 7 and 9. Sometimes after 9, 10, you get some volatility, but it's it's hard to tell.
So you guys do not keep the order blocks
I use order blocks.
that comes with I think it comes with Pro Algo.
Yeah. I think you can set that up.
And sometimes
Also, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sometimes it also says validated order block when something comes there and
Yeah.
continue, that's support or resistance.
Yeah. That's from, where's that from? Yeah, that's part of the indicator. If it's a validated order block. Let's see. I guess it all depends on how that person trades. No. One thing I also found that this that version band, where's it at? There's a midpoint. It's called the R&B mean line. It's kind of like an EMA, but it works pretty good with the indicator itself. Might have to upgrade to 2.7. I think that's the latest one. Right. Is this one here. Yeah. So I mean, to each his own. Did anybody else have another pair to look at? I think we went into detail with that ADD void.
You guys trade the SPX by any chance?
Sometimes I do.
I trade SPX.
How's your experience with it? I've just started looking at it and dabbing it, so.
Not bad. I mean, I should not say bad because over the last 3 days, I made around 20 grams off that.
Jesus. Okay, so it's doing well then. It trades like an Amazon, right?
Yeah. You know what I did? If you see the last 3 days, starting Friday, not today, starting Friday, all of them went down to a specific point and then bounced. That was a liquidity zone, right? See, right here, the last 3 candles. See the
Gotcha.
bottom wicks.
Yeah.
So I took one trade on these every day. Whenever it touched there,
Hear me, right?
I bought 2 calls and left it. 2 in the money calls.
Oh, you would swing it basically.
No, I did not swing it. I will close it at 4:30
Oh, okay.
or 4:15.
Tell me something. Do you follow in correlation like the NQ or the SPX 500 while you're trading this and charting it? How does that?
I go by ES. ES
Yes.
has a 3 to 4 point spread.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Oh, and you take that in account. Okay. Jay, have you traded the SPX?
Oh, talking to me.
Yeah, you.
Not as much as he does.
Okay.
I've done it here and there, but not as much as he does.
So, like you guys concentrate on NQ and QQQ, I am on the other side with SPY and SPX.
Gotcha.
The reason being, I find NDX to be moving too fast for me to catch it.
No. Somebody want me to show me the settings. See that? I think it was more. These are the key ones I saw. But I haven't tried a SPX that much. I know that SPX US30 and NOS kind of moves similar in a way. Let's see,
But the
yes.
way it rejected off of the daily fair value gap today, that's where I made a 1000% profit on this thing.
You mean here, right?
Yeah, right. That wick on the top today. Come to the right, come to the right. Yeah, that one. See, it went.
Here.
FVG
So you
got-
took a sell down.
Yeah, so I took a 38.40 put here at 35 cents. That went to $3. And then I was
Oh, yeah.
cursing myself for taking only one contract.
We all do that though.
Yeah.
It was like a lotto at the end of the day.
So
So
you looked
do
at
you
the
watch
ES.
it all day or you put the trade and you walk away?
No, I walk away at between 12 and 2. I don't stay in front of the system between 12 and 2.
Wow, man. SPX walking away. I don't know. Well, one contract, I guess is fine, but if you got 100 contracts, I don't
No,
think you want to
I
walk
put a
away.
trailing stop loss.
Change
Still,
levels, yeah,
man.
yeah.
I know a guy that trades 100 to 150 contracts on a daily basis, Tesla, and he started doing the SPICs. And he's like, shit, man, I got so much money on the line. I ain't walking away even with a trail stop.
Yeah, well, I guess once you put your
No, I am the
break even.
type, so some of my concentration goes that way also.
Okay.
We just opened up.
Yeah, this would have been a nice trade. And plus it's still, this was six hours into the trade for daily. Yeah, that's some good stuff, huh? Yeah, that'd have been nice. Yeah, I guess there's different ways you can trade it. When you do your trades, you jump in at 9:30.
So I'll answer that in two ways, at least for me. I used to, did well for like 2 weeks, got lucky, and then it screwed me, probably because I wasn't trading well. From that experience now, obviously with Matt's tools, my opinion or bias or decision making, I'd be comfortable going at 9:30, sorry. Depending on the situation, but it's not something I'd want to do all the time. I find that I could force a trade doing that. That's just my experience.
Yeah, I try to, I wasn't really jumping in at 9:30. I was trying to find the setups before that time and then jump in. But there was a trade that with GJ I held for like days because it was going up. But yeah, even the SPX can work with the ADD, and like I said, like these are order blocks here. It depends on how you look at it.
Hey, John, how long did it take you to get to the point where you are today?
In about 3 years. It was a painful journey, brother.
Yeah, because I've been trading 2 years, and you know, I can't seem to get ahead. It's like, you know, I'll do good, you know, for, you know, maybe 3 weeks, and then all the profit I done made, I lose it.
Yeah, I think 85% is risk management, emotions. You really have to be stone cold. you can't have feelings when you're trading. Because you know, you lose money, earn money. You have to have good risk management. So it's like, are you willing to lose $10? It's like 10 to 1 or 2 or 20 to 1, something like that. Are you willing to risk 20 to get 5? That's how I look at it. You know, $200. How much are you willing to lose? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? That type of thing. And I think a lot of it has to deal with your mindset. Because if you're not mindset ready, then you know, it's gonna be hard.
Right. Yeah. You know, I think I got the mindset part down. Is getting a solid strategy, you know, that I
Yeah.
don't have yet. That's why I'm on
Yeah.
this call with you now, you know, trying to soak the information up to, you know, see if it's something I can practice to, you know, get to the point that you're at.
Yeah, I think I just learned how to trade with support and resistance first, supply and demand. And then once it comes to a supply zone and it plays around the supply zone, then you want to take the trade. Or, you know, order blocks are important. These indicators help out. You know, you try to give me tools. I'm gonna have to upgrade my trading view. I'm gonna have to do it doing Black Friday, Thanksgiving around that time. It seems to be worth it because you can put more indicators on there.
Right. Yeah, I think I got the Pro Plus if I ain't mistaken.
But this one here is nice. It's a template I put together. Kind of tells you the support lines. But now you see right now, it hit this area here, right?
Mm.
And it's rejecting off this area. So you can see where you would have got it off a buy here, and then another entry in here, and been going up. It's a resistance here a little bit. So I use MT4 a lot.
Do you ever trade live on Zoom?
Sometimes
Okay.
I was planning on doing something tonight, but it gets hard when you do a Zoom because you have so many people that want to share information, and there's a lot of information. Like I didn't know about this ADX, and then like I said, this ADD and this VOD I never knew about, and the 930, what I call, never knew about either. And then I think with Sabu shared that other thing he used, other tool he uses.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know about that. You know, and then there was a point in time I didn't even know about Dynapro. So I found out because I was hungry. So you have to delve into the darkness of Forex because you find so many things about it that you didn't know,
Right.
at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things, man. There's a dude named Q-Banks. I don't know if you guys know, but he kills US 30.
Oh yeah.
He's murdering it,
Yeah.
like
And
killing it.
Yeah.
But he's doing it on the same premise that we're doing with support and resistance. So I'm trying to get to a point where I can do a trade like this because I think what I'm saying, you hold SPX and walk away. Well, that's kind of hard because these pairs are so volatile. But if you just checking it every now and you move your stop loss to profit, then once you go, once your trade goes into profit and you move it in profit, then you're good. Because if
Right.
it comes back to stop you out, you still got profit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's painful when you're on the losing side of it.
Yeah.
But you still have to find the medium. Like, what do you look at for? Not saying you, just saying in general. Like what I look for is those spicy areas. Where are the spicy areas? I still look for candle patterns, like, bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, all those things. I think you have to use everything in your power and just find one pair and learn how it moves.
Right.
So I just chose GJ and Nas for now and trying to treat that like last week. Monday was okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was beautiful. And Friday was not bad. This week has been kind of bad. I've been having to work harder to find entries. I find one today at 2 o'clock, but for the most part, Nas has been ugly. I mean,
Yeah. And I'm thinking
but
it's probably, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking that it's probably due to the fact that we just came off of a holiday and it's NFP. And, in a scenario like that, the market makers, come back with a vengeance to grab all that liquidity.
Yeah.
So a lot of, crazy movements during this time.
Yeah. See, this was chopping here today. See that? This
Yep.
was like crazy. I mean, you could have get it. You could have got in here, got out, but this needs to be sniper. When I got in, it was around here. See, I was more comfortable with this. This entry I got in here. This is kind of where I entered the trade and held it for a few. This was this was like stressful at 9:30. It just was like crazy. Cause just whipsawing up and down.
Yep.
That's why I stayed out of it till 2 something and got in.
Yeah. See, I was trading. I want to say I might have taken my first trade after 10, and I won 2 trades. Then I should have just took my money and ran. I was trading US 30. And then I took more trades, lost, and then I started revenge trading and ended up, losing a lot of money. And I'm in the middle of a MFF challenge too. I'm on phase 2, and I was up, like 970 bucks away from getting funded. And now I'm 1,500 away from being funded.
Yeah. I have 2 accounts. I have a 20,000 and 10,000 now. So what I did was I made it to myself to only trade and get my points and then move on. Cause they give you 30 days. Cause some people don't rush it and you don't want to do that. So you just do 20 pips, 30 pips, or just gradually build your account up. Cause once you get to that point, you pass your phases, then it's just a matter of just riding it out.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have a solid strategy, for Forex pairs. If I could get me a solid strategy, because GJ is actually the main Forex pair that I trade, but I just need to find a solid strategy. Then that way I'll feel comfortable to start trading GJ on the the 50K challenge.
Right. Yeah. I haven't done the 50, but what I've done is combine 20 and 10 and just been doing that. But I might just a friend of mine basically passes the challenges and then he'll trade for a month or so, get paid, and then put the money back into the challenge to get the other one.
Yep.
So he's with like, I think he's like a 200,000, 300,000, something like that.
Yep. Yeah,
So
because the goal is max out,
yeah, go with max out, right?
Yeah, and FTMO. And then, once you max out, use the social trader tool, the copy, you just trade on one account and then, with the social trader tool, let it hit, the other accounts that you have.
Yeah, just basically copying your trades.
Yep.
Yeah, once you trade one pair on that, then you're good to go.
Yep.
But if you trade GJ, and you're patient enough to wait for setup, you're gonna find one every day between 3 and 4:30. So my philosophy is, if I search for a trade between 3 and 4:30 and I don't see one, then I'm not trading that day. I'm waiting for the next setup. And one thing you can always do, like you're looking for strategies, to me, is just basically support and resistance. So most people, say, well, all these indicators. But like I said, if you're trading on a 15-minute time frame, you can find an entry at almost every part of the day. If you're just doing like, if you're looking for the high and you're looking for the low, right? So these are my two levels that's trading on, right?
Right.
So from here, I can see, well, this would have been an entry here, right? What time is that? That's like 3 o'clock, see? Right at 3 o'clock. So when I do, I go back and see, when did GJ move? It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, right? So this
Mhm.
is during Asia. This is the Asian pair of the JPY. Go back and look. Really, if you go back and look at 8 and 9 o'clock, you'll see a move. Look at this. This is 8:15, 6:15, right?
Mhm.
And here comes 3. That's 3 right there. See, at 3 o'clock, they'll move. 3 o'clock. So you can go back and test this. Somebody want me to look at GN. Let's see what this is. Selling off, see? So you'd have to have different people looking at different pairs. Me, I just look at Nas GPY. So if they're not moving that day, then I guess I'm not trading. And you don't have to trade every day. People think they got to trade it every day. You don't have to trade every day. Gold has been selling off. So here's a question. Who's going to be ready to catch gold when it starts going back up? Because 1739, we're in a recession right now. Everything's tanking. But this market's going to recover. I see, before in the past, I missed the recovery. I'm not missing it this time. It's 1739, right? How high has gold been? 2000, right? So they have to fill the gap some kind of way, right? Would you agree with that? So if you're down here like this, get rid of this. Trash withdraws. So here's a 4-hour time frame. So we're here and we're here, right? Up a little bit more of that. So that's the level that they're trading right now. It's between 740 and 1997. You can call it 2000 if you want. So you see it's a downtrend, right? Clearly see that, right? So what would have been an entry? This now is a support level now. Is that a major support level? Kind of. See, we're coming over here, right? Yeah. So there's a possibility that it could go back up. So for me, if price comes back up to this trend line and bounce off it, I'm taking a trade down to the downside because gold is bearish. See, you got a whole bunch of different FEGs in here. On a 4-hour time frame.
What's
I
the
want you to
FE?
look at this. Fair value gap.
Okay, thanks.
It's like an order block. Smart money. So you can see that this is a bearish market. So no one should be taking buys unless you're scalping on a 5-minute time frame or something. Right? But why would you want to take buys when you're see the market is completely tanking? So, yeah, I'm gonna jump off here in a minute. There's something else somebody wanted to see.
Yeah, appreciate it, John. Yeah, man, whenever you feel the, the urge to trade live, please post that link. And if I can join, I'll trade with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to formulate because not many people do it live. So when you're doing it live, you're still doing analysis. And even though you may not find a trade to jump in right then and there, you might want to look for a setup,
Right.
So it depends on what you're doing. Anybody else? I think this Zoom here went a little bit more smoothly. I had 2 other ones that had sound issues. So looks kind of sporadic. This one's a little better. So I think I'm gonna post this and then kind of go from there. So I'm trying to get better at it because I've been trading Forex, but teaching is a little different because everyone has a different teaching style. So I try to use all the elements because no one is a master. I would never say I'm not, but I've had some success with Forex and NAS. So just trying to continue the success. But if that's it, if does anybody have anything else, I'm going to say peace.
All right. Take care, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and then somebody give me a title for this. I'm gonna upload this. A lot of information in here, so it's probably like 2 hours. Such hard to go through a 2-hour video, but we'll see.
Have a good night, guys.